Akananyu tuminyakawanga wala ng sari tamaptimiwa ulu pakikahang makaru taikani bang salame. Sachs Harbour Inuit ni Arbihu ni kangat Northwest Territories me. Dan mahin 1913 me. Inuit tawanga kabluting Canadian Arctic Expedition tabrunga Sachs Harbour mukuting. Dan mahin umiak paramik tanya okanya kahotik kisakoting tabrani tapkanganun tabrani 1914 me August me. Ikahok tabra umiak param gatsakan ikangat Mary Sachs me. Namani ingming kahin ikahong gatsakhligo ikaktabihu kamilyong tamakod umiak paru tabanga kaya loktin nagit. Tamakod ujang nikibakhlagoro tamaunga Sachs Harbour mang nikod ilitsakabliting ahay tama tulinyo tamani chu nikod. Taimang ngakanga 500 years kanga khligo taimahin taimang ngakanga ibakhlagtora kabliting. Tamani ahin Inuit na kanakod 1953 me. Tamakod RCMP kutabrunga mata ikahong mun. Taimahin inyugakta tabrunga inyunya lakating 130 bulu tiglunin inyugak kaklu tigluni tabrani inyunya aktot. Taima inyunya kahektik tanya nanagakta ko tiglu angunya ko tiglu tamakkuning allo kulak taktoni kaulat sibluting tamakkuallo kulak taktot tautugakta ko ting nagaluting inyiglu ting milyong inyiglu nautseng inyiglu. Tabrani inyunya aktot nanagaktok maninyang niralagan ako tabrani tamakkuninga angunya ako tidaklugit makkuninga nanunigilo umingmang nigilo tamakkuninga umingmang niko kakamata tamada umingmay tamanito anakot kaima bipianga tamani kanatami umingmak tabra aterehunika nga umit pakaraman tabrani inyuyago nakot ikahong me. Canadian Arctic Expedition 1913 me tamawak to kaming kulangan ni kangi tamakod umingmay nagarutit. Tamakod nagarutit tamanin nakot tayo mga kanga. Umingmay tamakod utukaw na karaw nakot tamani nunamin nagayaktonik panilutik tabra tamakod na nga uglupak umingmay. Tawang nga lo kaya mabluting ibingnin tawang nga asayamin makot kiwiok pakaktonig lo kaniluting makuna nga lo tutunin. Tamakot umingmay kaya manakot sa beramin tawang nga ikakoting beran landman tamaw nga North American mun. Tamaw nga iglaw nakot ikakoting ingilakan 200,000 ukione. Tamaw nga ahin inyuni akibaruting kakemarami ilang ilyo kikatanya kakemarani. Mani Arctic Islands mi. Tamani kakengurome kakataktami kahating makoduming mait. Tamani atok kayagutin ikanga tamani Arctic mi. Uming mailyo, tutullo, tutubalyo, nanullo tamani inyugaktot nunami inyunalakan nakot kakengugalok tilago. Tamani umingmay tatokoni kangi tamanga kanga Inuit mani. Umingmay tamakot Inuit tatoklugit nakigiblugillo uligirablugillo tamakolo nagirungit tatoklugit hanalakoti giblugillo angunyakoti giblugillo habaganik kangi. Tamakolo tutut ikalulyo natsilyo nakigiranik kangi tamakaptaw umingmay nakigiranik kangi tamanga kanga Inuit Tamane 18th century tamakot European kut tamaunga huputana Arctic mont kat kakatsurine kot tamahin makot anguniaktit huputitilo kaming tamakot uming mait nungut kayarani kangi. Rankut lalo unalo pilisa lihemane kot.
Takunne unikkalukaada foktutun tahappa hivulliul aappavut kanomitaimani tukkapangluangittuuli ini tuppigahamillu tumjahhimavlugi tuktuhiyatik tuktut kammikkahuit amoniagaangamikki iyaktuutimlugit nehigittailimlugit itiktaaqamin aqqinahaaqbit tuktulligivakkait tahappualu umingmangnik nakuyittuvaluugut viktuilaisamininnapta paiksaamukkapptakihianik saalistiimitakulihaaqtugu imahi ata amungagaluaqquta umingmalik palliagayaqami atauttikkuinneq amigaiikaallaktattugiitsiartusunauva taunangaqqitiqtanit nuastungaanit ikaaqtarunaramik taunani naulgaaqqutik paiksaamun ikaaqunarami umingmanikkiakariaqami kihittinahuaqquttuq Kamdunaan amigappallianginneq tuhaavaliartiik saimaittamik umingmaqivakkaluaqqut
Ja ilaatnin jugiaguut umingmait Sachs Harbour jugiakkimut atqunaqtoqutseqpaktalaittsugut ingilaatu isagutaqaaqapta maunga ungulilaqaleqqaamata jugiaktaalik 2000 ticket qataqqimaat pihuuruagut akkupak tainagalaat toqutsilaatut amerikanautiulakligit ilaanni makkuatanaalit qaibitingmalla akkupak munaqilleqait neqi matngaaqpallaarupatanna ilitsuaniarluoqqaneq
Bunga utaqappi tamaptamon qaveahaktugut uwa qanudun miklitilaanginnik makot niviaktilaanginnik ilitsoqikkilugut uvani. Bunga utaqappi tamaptamon qaveahaktugut uwa qanudun miklitilaanginnik makot niviaktilaanginnik ilitsoqikkilugut uvani. Tabra Europeikut qaqatsuulimmata hupputinik аллангортоақиниуниарахикпут тамаани инивиаккиннархутин тамаани таоққериниартит иниллаани hupputinikapta makuninga umingmangnik anguniartoalaqota inillaallu iniviakkiinnaarhutin taimahin huli anguniartoalaqota makuninga umingmangnik tamakkuat umingmait mikliinnaarmata qanilinganni inillaat taavungahaaqalukahin anguniartalaqhutin umingmangnik kihipta makuat umingmait angunialaikkivut allallu anguniaqulu tamakkuat arverianiartoallu tamakkuallu ivarleruuluat tamaani umingmangnik neqiklamingnik inigiaktootuli maskaagit anguniaruunikangi tamakkuat amminginnigilu tuniuqqarlugillu tamakkuat tauqqeriniartik tamakkuallu quppeqaareblugit quppeqaat tamakkuat Europe-mi nakuuginikangit tamakkuat qallaareblugillu unekharivlugilut avane 1864 me, tamanilio 1916 me, tamakodahin 1952 years ne, tabarane 15,000 nik, tabonga tuyogonekot Canadian Northmen. Tamakota kumingmai tangibluting, tamani timingat angiblune, tamakolo mitkongi takibluting, tamahen hukailuting iglagura hoting, tamahen tamakot tokotsareakhiblugit. Inuti kaangme, tamakot umingmai tunuya kallahinyagait, agalan munagame piakhligit umingmai inuyakilangi.
My job is to put all the pieces of the puzzle together to make it work. We have research people here. We have inspectors here. We have people training in the tent here. Shear and all the different groups. They have different needs, and my job is to make sure everybody's needs are met and stuff. My job starts anywhere from 2 weeks to a month before we cut up here. So we involve the community. When I get here to Banks Island, we have a meeting with the community, with the HTC and their board, and Harvest Board, and we start getting things together to put the abattoir together, fuel trucks. The equipment is put away after every harvest, so before we do the harvest, we have to bring the equipment out. We have to make sure the equipment's running. There's a lot of mechanical work, site work. We have to get the pens ready. We have to make sure there's enough hay here for the amount of animals that we harvest. This harvest here in 2003, we're going for big numbers. We're going for 1,000 head. So far, we're about a week into the actual harvest. The herders went out about 7 to 10 days before I got here, because it takes 7 to 10 days to bring the animals in. They can only move the animals so many miles per day. There's corrals set up out on the land at different intervals, so they just move them a little bit, then they rest them, and then they move them more the next day. So it takes about a week to 10 days to bring a good-sized herd in. And then once that herd gets here, we have to be set up here to start operations. Inspectors have to be here. The inspection team has to have approved our site, and I work with the community to get all that ready so we can start, because we don't want we can't bring the animals in to captivity without being approved. So once we get to that step, then we employ anybody in Sachs Harbour that wishes to work will have a job. Right now we're employing between 15 to 25 people on the job site every day. The abattoir, we have about 15 to 17 people working at the abattoir, 5 people at the shearing facility. The herding group, there's 4 main herders that are employed. Right now the herders are out. We have 1 herd in town now. We've done 189 head we've harvested so far. We have about another estimated 230 to 250 head in the pens, and the herders will be bringing, I talked to the herders via satellite phone yesterday, and they said they had 300 to 400 collected, and they should be here on Thursday. So today's operations, we had to set up another pen for the second herd. We can't commingle the 2 herds together, because the first herd that's come in, we've had them here for 7 days already. Those are the ones that have to be harvested first, and then we'll go through the second herd.
What I do is I go out with the herders during roundup and make sure they're not stress the animals too bad. Make sure that when they're going from pen to pen, they're at an adequate walking space, and they stop and rest them. Make sure they feed them. And when they're here in town, I make sure that there's any meat that's not fit for human consumption, I make sure it's utilized. like the shanks and all the parts that humans don't usually eat. I make sure it's all used. Yeah, it's my third year with the herders, and each year it's been different herders. And the last 2 years it was done in February, and it was really hard on the animals because there's so much snow on the ground. But this year it's done in October, November. There's not so much snow on the ground, and it's not so cold. This year, what's improved is just the weather, just the time of year. It's not so deep snow. Crews letting them walk a lot more this year. The only thing now with this time of year is it's dark. It's getting dark earlier and earlier.
I'm the abattoir manager. My job consists of training the workers as the muskox are being put through the slaughtering tent. They are brought in from outside, brought in on a roller. From there, they are put on a cradle and going through the tent. My job is to train all the way down the tent from the time they are skinned, eviscerated, split, and then at the end of the tent they have to be cleaned to make sure that they go through the federal inspection. So until the trainers are all in their place and trained, that's basically my job, is to help them along. Once they are all trained, I usually go on the back on the front line where the muskox first come in, and where we establish basically a steady stream of the animals, of the muskox coming through the line.
Utakaptawa Tamaptaman ilitsorihiruit makot hamlet kanok kabauting inyik tamakolo inyik kanok tunilya hemagata humulla kanunanun tamakolo uming mait kabauting inyik taruktoharuut kanok inyik kabauting inyik taikani ikahong me. Sebelum kau di kakpu taikani ikahong me, makuninga uming manik tunia kaya himata taikani, ini lani mani ini uniak tot artik me.
The Canadian Food Inspection Agency oversees the whole harvest. Before we even come up here, the inspection gets a plan from the harvest company that is detailed as to how they're going to run the harvest, and is okayed by someone in our agency before they send inspectors up here. Before the inspectors come, a veterinarian comes and inspects the setup before any animals are here to make sure that it's acceptable, and if it's not, then corrections have to be made before they can start. Then we monitor when they're bringing in the animals, and we do what's called an ante-mortem on the animals. We check them over, to see what kind of shape they're in. If there's something we see, we suggest they correct it, like if there's a problem. And we monitor the shooting to make sure that they're shot humanely, so that you don't have an animal that's wounded and shot a number of times, and so they're handled properly. Then the animal is shot, brought into the slaughter tent or harvest tent. The head is taken off, inspected. We watch and make sure that they follow the sanitary controls. There are sanitary controls within the tent. Certain people can only go in certain areas, And we monitor that to make sure you keep things are kept clean and sanitary as possible. But when for the we inspect the head and the viscera, and we look at the lymph nodes to see if they're normal. The lymph nodes in the head, we check the tongue, the muscle. We're looking for cysts from tapeworm. We're looking for any type of, if we look at the lungs to see if they're healthy, if they're diseased, we look at the liver and the kidneys, make sure that they're normal. The heart, to check for disease and also for possible cysts as well. After the the carcass is trimmed and I look at it and I decide that it's acceptable, then it is stamped with a stamp. What it states, the stamp states that it's inspected, it's a federally inspected product. So therefore it can go into federally inspected plants in other parts of the country, and also makes it eligible to export to other countries. Without federal inspection, the product would have to stay in the Northwest Territories. But the federal inspection allows it to go outside the province, the territory, and outside the country.
My name is Sigrid Lohman, and I am an animal researcher coming up to Sachs Harbour for the Muskox research. And my job is to aid in collecting the blood. We take 3 samples from each animal, and next, when the animal comes up to the tent, from the slaughter tent, I age the animals through dentition, trying to see how far along in the age group they all are. And it helps us choose our animals that we need for our research. After that, I check their body condition for back fat, for muscle, and also then how full their stomachs are, have they eaten well the night before, and also if they how much kidney fat they have, see also what condition they are in just prior to slaughter. And we're trying to collect about 150 carcasses. We're going to take sides only on these animals back to Lacombe Research Center in Alberta, and we're tagging each of the animals separately, and for meat quality, for tenderness.
Paglapak tabi tarik tak tahi uming malakirani kinyumnik. Taikang apta kahong min kolak tak tanik tarik tak haruit. Lina wil ke kolak tanak kok tamakuninga. Uming mangnik kabiule o timingi kanok anokalaw tanik anokalaw o timingi.